Hey, hello, Wake County. I'm Steve Rhode, and I'm back with you again. There's a garden that flips a switch after dark. 100,000 lights, wrapping magnolias and fountains in a glow you have to see to believe. And also, Raleigh just got ranked as one of the best places in the country if you got a dog. I'd agree with that. There's a ballet legend who packed the convention center downtown Thursday and talking about breaking barriers and leading with grit. And a couple who met studying wildlife management bought a farm and turned it into a sanctuary for everything from quail to flying squirrels. You got to stick around to hear about the flying squirrels and get your dad joke for the day. It's at the end. So right now, as the sun is setting at NC State's J.C. Ralston Arboretum, crews are flipping switches. Over 100,000 lights, wrapping every magnolia, every fountain, every perfectly pruned topiary in this 10-acre botanical wonderland. You walk through the gate and there's a 30-foot oak erupting into sapphire spirals. Oh, beautiful! A camellia archway glowing rose gold. And the koi pond? It's reflecting LED lilies like someone spilled a disco into the water. This is Moonlight in the Garden, and it runs select evenings through November 30th. Thursday through Sunday nights, gates open at 5:30 and close at 9:30 p.m. And here's what makes this different from every other holiday lighting thing going on. No screaming Santas, no elbowing for selfies. Just you, your crew, and a self-guided stroll under the stars that's equal parts cozy and romantic, and certainly kid-approved. Food trucks are on site if you get hungry, and stroller-friendly paths are right there. Free parking, though they say that carpool is wise because lots fill up by 6 p.m. You know, that is really a nice thing. I'm going to have to make a point to go there. Hey, if you got a pup at home, turns out you picked a pretty great place to live for both of you. Raleigh just made a national list of top cities for dog owners, right alongside Asheville and Wilmington. ABC 11 says the list comes from a lawn care company. Well, they would know. And they looked at things like access to parks and dog services and pet-friendly spaces. And honestly, this just confirms what you and we already know this. You can't walk a greenway in Wake County without running into at least 5 happy dogs. Every other restaurant patio has a water bowl waiting. And dog parks, they stay busy from sunrise to sunset. The company ranked us high because of how many places dogs can actually go. Not just exist, but belong. Parks and trails and businesses that roll out the literal welcome mat for your 4-legged buddy. So, yeah. If you're the kind of person who considers your dog and their quality of life when choosing where to live, then Wake County and Raleigh are doing something right. We love our dogs. Thursday morning in downtown Raleigh, it had this energy. You could feel it because thousands of people were streaming into the convention center for the Women Lead NC 2025 conference. And the reason? Misty Copeland was in town. If you don't know the name, Misty Copeland is a ballet icon, world-famous dancer, the kind of person who broke barriers in a field that didn't always make space for people who looked like her. She came to Raleigh to talk about leadership, about resilience, and about what it takes to keep going when the world tells you no. Ground News says thousands showed up. The convention center was packed. People were listening and taking notes. Feeling that thing that happens when someone who's actually done it tells you how. And here's what gets me. Raleigh is becoming the kind of place where people like Misty Copeland choose to show up, not just passing through, but actually choosing us for major conversations about leadership and change. And that's not an accident. That's what happens when a city starts mattering on a national level. Hey, when we're not just on the map, we're on the list of places where important things happen. So if you went, give me your feedback. Go to tapyournews.com, use the contact form. Tell me how it was. All right, this one's heartwarming. Alan and Susan Jones just got named Wake County's 2025 Farm Family of the Year, and their story starts at Haywood Technical Institute, where they met while studying wildlife management. They had this dream: own a farm someday. Didn't think it would be in Wake County, but here we are. They enrolled their land in the Forest Stewardship Program and the Wake County Voluntary Agricultural District Program. Basically, they said, this land stays conservation-focused, no development, ever. And they didn't just put that on paper, they actually did the work. Prescribed burning, selective thinning, native plant restoration, pollinator habitats, tree planting, brush management. And the result? Their farm is now home to quail and wild turkey, flying squirrels, deer and songbirds and native pollinators. It's a freaking sanctuary. Not because they had to, but because they wanted to. Wake County Soil and Water Conservation District gave them the award, and honestly, it seems well-deserved. They met while studying wildlife, dreamed of a farm, bought one, and then spent years turning it into a place where wildlife actually thrives. Alan and Susan Jones are proof that when people care about the land gives back. All right. A dad joke, I promised you, is just right around the corner. But first, I need to tell you, if you want to learn more about any of these stories, like where to go for the lights, where to go for more dog-friendly places, well, links to all the stories are in the show description. If you go there, you'll find it. Hey, follow this show on whatever podcast platform you're listening on now. If you're listening on Apple Podcasts, hey, can you do me a solid? Drop me a 5-star review. Tell people, you know what, this is actually worth listening to. All right, here's your dad joke. I only seem to get sick on weekdays. I must have a weekend immune system. They always make me laugh. All right. See you next time. Bye.